In a world rapidly transformed by technology, every innovation marks a leap towards the future. We stand at the forefront, driving the revolution. Everything is going to change. What we created, what we will create.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, good afternoon. After watching the trailer video of COMPUTEX, I hope you're as excited for COMPUTEX as we are. COMPUTEX will be held from June 4th to 7th in Taipei Nangang Exhibition Center Halls 1 and 2. The main theme of this year's COMPUTEX is connecting AI. There will be 1,500 exhibitors in 4,500 booths to showcase their latest products in 6 topics: AI computing, advanced connectivity, future mobility, immersive reality, innovations, green energy, and sustainability. The COMPUTEX keynote will take place in the Taipei Nangang Exhibition Center Hall 2. I'm sure that you have read the news about the stellar lineup of tech world leaders who will take the stage for COMPUTEX keynote this year. COMPUTEX is ready, and we welcome partners from around the world to join us and network with our global exhibitors. 2024 is the year zero for AI PC. The latest wave of AI revolution started from upgrades in AI servers and GPT models, and now the transformation has gradually expanded to consumer devices. In today's Industry Exploration Forum, we are going to welcome the AI PC era. We have invited representatives from local and international manufacturers in the AI PC ecosystem to share their insights on AI PC trends, development, applications, and other relevant topics. Before we begin, I would like to introduce the distinguished guests joining us today. Please wave your hand and say hello to everyone when you hear your name. Chairman of TCA, Mr. Paul S.L. Peng. Mr. Zhenghua Liu, Director General of the Administration for Digital Industries ADI of MODA. CEO of ASUS Corporation, Mr. Samson Hu. Welcome. Vice President of Qualcomm Technologies, Mr. S.T. Liew. Vice President and General Manager of Intel Taiwan, Mrs. Grace Wang. Engineering Director of ChromeOS, Google Taiwan, Dr. Jason Ma. SVP and GM at Quantum, Mr. Mike Young. Chairman and CEO of Acer Medical, Mr. Alan Lin. President of LightOn, Mr. Anson Cho. Founder and CEO of Kneron, Mr. Albert Liew. We would also like to welcome Dr. Chris Hong, Vice President and Director General of MIC of III, who will be the moderator for the panel discussion. We are also honored to have representatives from various countries, economic and trade offices here in Taiwan. Allow me to introduce some of them, and please kindly stand up and wave to say hi to our participants when you hear your name. Mr. Avid Doran, Head of the Israel Office Taipei, welcome. Mr. Fernando Mariano Schmidt Hernandez, Director of the Chilean Trade Office Taipei, welcome. Mr. Polius Lukauskas, Representative of the Lithuanian Trade Representative Office. We would also like to welcome the participation of representatives from the Taiwan offices of Hungary, Canada, Belgium, Poland, the Netherlands, the Philippines, the United Kingdom, Mexico, Sweden, the American Institute in Taiwan, and the U.S. Virginia and West Virginia Taiwan offices. Welcome. We would once again like to thank all of our distinguished speakers and VIP guests for coming here and supporting COMPUTEX. Please now welcome the chairman of TCA, Mr. Paul S. Lampong, to share a few words.
Director Liew from the Ministry of Digital Affairs, Samson Hu from ASUS, Dr. Chris Hong from MIC III, Grace Wang, Intel Taiwan VP and GM, and also Dr. Jason Ma from Google Taiwan, and Mr. Sitai Liew, VP of Qualcomm, and dear friends from media and our industry leaders, good afternoon. I'm very happy to see so many participants joining this forum today. I apologize for not offering a bigger venue to include everyone in the same room. We are having so many participants because our topic is highly important this year. So I'm very happy to be here with you to together explore COMPUTEX and the AI PC industry trends, and also the prospects of Taiwan's ICT industry. It truly inspired me to see how, under the acceleration of AI, the tech industry and exhibitions are fully back in action. This demonstrates the robust vitality of Taiwan ICT industry. With the rapid development of AI technologies such as generative AI and large language models, this year's COMPUTEX focus on connecting AI, shaping the future together. We have 1,500 exhibitors from home and abroad showcasing new technologies and digital transformation solutions in AI computing, advanced communications, future mobility, immersive reality, green energy, and sustainability. The concurrent Innovax Startup Exhibition will feature over 300 startup teams from more than 20 countries. This year, COMPUTEX and Innovax will host over 20 sessions related to over 50 sessions related to AI technology, echoing the theme of connecting AI, shaping the future together. We aim to become the platforms for promoting and exchanging AI innovative applications. GenAI has become a key focus of major tech exhibitions worldwide, and AI PC capable of executing GenAI are a highlight of this year's COMPUTEX. According to the latest global ICT industry forecast by MIC of III, driven by the AI wave, global shipments of laptops and desktops are estimated to exceed 245 million units, indicating positive market growth. So that's great news. As we said, also Gartner predicts that by 2024, over 20% of PCs will be AI PCs. Today's forum will delve into the AI PC ecosystem, covering AI PC terminals, AI cloud services, AI servers, and so on. It will also discuss how to integrate generative AI services such as GPT, Cloud, Midjourney, Gemini, and also Sora. From cloud to edge, from software to hardware, comprehensive integration is not only a focal point of COMPUTEX this year, but also a key factor in global tech industry cooperation and competition. GenAI not only creates opportunities for tech giants, but is also crucial for startups. Related startups such as OpenAI, Anthropic, and Inflection AI raised nearly $50 billion in funding in 2023. Raman Sheikh, co-founder and chairman of Untethered AI, a Canadian startup, will speak at our Innovex Forum. With the support of investments from Intel and collaboration with ARM, Untethered AI has entered the software-defined vehicle or SDV field. It is believed that in the coming years, these AI startups will collaborate with the AI PC ecosystem to explore more opportunities for digital transformation in various vertical industries. Looking ahead, AI PCs, like industrial computers, will extend AI applications to various industries. COMPUTEX will continue to play a key role in driving global AI empowerment and digital transformation. Taiwan's ICT industry is powerful in its innovative design, engineering, and strong production capabilities. With the rise of GenAI in the future, Taiwan's ICT industry can rapidly provide solutions to global buyers, becoming the best and most reliable partner for tech applications around the world. Thank you very much for your participation. I truly hope today's forum will bring valuable insights and inspirations to everyone. I wish you health and happiness and great success in the forum. Thank you. Chairman Peng, please stay on the stage. We will take a group photo. Now, allow me to invite some distinguished guests online to take a photo together. Samsung Hu, Asus Corporation CEO. Please come onto the stage. Mr. Jianhua Liu, Director General of ADI of Moda. Mr. Sitai Liew, VP of Qualcomm Technologies. And also, Ms. Grace Wang, Intel Taiwan Vice President and GM. Dr. Jason Ma, ChromeOS of Google Taiwan, Director of ChromeOS. And Mike Yan, SVP and GM at Quanta. Mr. Answer Chu, President of Lite-On. And Dr. Ellen Lian of Acer Medical, Chairman of Acer Medical.
内能智慧刘俊成执行长来到台前。好，我们请我们今天所有的贵宾都彼此往中间靠拢一些。那我们请我们前面的摄影师确认一下画面是否都 OK。这样站位需要调整吗？看起来非常的棒。首先，我们先用最美好的微笑看向我们中间的摄影师，好吗？3、2、1。好，左边还有非常多的手机都想要留下这个印象。我们先最美好的笑容看向我们左边的摄影机。3、2、1。同样的，右边给右边捕捉一下我们这个非常难得的时刻。3、2、1。我们最后再来先比一个赞，好不好 ？AI PC 时代来临，非常赞！看向中间的摄影机。同样的，我们给到左边，有些手机跟摄影师留下这个超级棒的纪念 ，COMPUTEX 超级赞。好，最后我们是不是也看一下右边的摄影机 ？AI PC 时代来临 ，COMPUTEX 超级赞。好，我们所有的摄影师都捕捉到这个美丽的画面了吗？没有问题，看起来大家都捕捉到了。谢谢台上的贵宾波朗出席今天的活动，请大家先小心脚步回座休息，进步到下一个阶段。请大家先回座休息。再一次感谢所有的贵宾，谢谢。紧接着第一位呢，我们邀请到的就是资策会的洪春辉所长，他要帮我们带来的专题演讲哦。那洪所长专注于资讯电子相关领域的研究，其中包含了半导体、资讯系统、消费性电子跟总体经济。他今天要演讲的主题是 AI PC 趋势与生态系的发展。我们有请洪所长已经来到台前了，那交给您，有请洪所长。
好，彭理事长、吕署长。
Mr. Pan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to have this opportunity to talk to you on this very important topic. I represent MIC from the Triple I. In my institute, the MIC, we have done some studies and analysis about AI PC ecosystem and its development. Here, I would like to share with you some of our observations and insights. My most important task today is to control the timing very well. Also, this is a very important introductory session because we are honored to have with us the presence of many tech world leaders who will share with us their actual practices and current development in AI PC capabilities and products. So I think the speakers following me will give you a lot of incredible information from the industry. In my presentation today, I will touch upon AI PC market prospect, and I will also talk about the changes and revolutions to AI. As we have heard from Chairman Peng, AI PC will become a very important vehicle for us to introduce more AI applications and revolutions. I would like to still, first of all, begin with an introduction of these different waves of AI development. AI, artificial intelligence as a topic, is not new. It started many years ago. It started as early as the 1950s to the 1960s, and then the second wave of development in the 1980s and 1990s, where expert systems were developed. And right now, we have large language models and generative AI that is ready to be used. In my institute, we collect a lot of information about research, about industry practices, and a lot of policymakers consult us, including Director General Liew from MODA. We also have industry friends who will consult us. A lot of people ask me, is AI PC another bubble? At MIC and also other research institutes, we have been discussing this topic as well. If you look at the development curve of AI starting from the 1940s or 50s, you could see there have been ups and downs. So will AI PC be another ups and downs that we observe in this long history of AI development? Well, our conclusion is that the development of AI will continue to climb and thrive. It is very different from what we have observed in the past, where after each peak, there is a downward slope. Because if we look at AI development right now from a data perspective, we are looking at something very different. We can also see that all the necessary components of AI acceleration are ready. So in terms of the support from computing power, in terms of the development and progress of different models and algorithms, we can see that they are maturing. In addition to that, during the past couple of months, we can see many AI applications really taking off. They are at the, for example, consumer side already as well. For example, I'm sure many of you use ChatGPT on a daily basis. Maybe some of you, it's just for fun, but there are also some other commercial grade applications of AI. I have kids. They're in high school. High school kids have a lot of assignments and homeworks, but they also see some classes at school being useless. No offense to our Ministry of Education, but there are some classes where students just don't feel interested in, and they don't want to spend time in finishing the homework for these classes. So right now they use ChatGPT to write homework for them. And their teachers know that these homeworks are written by ChatGPT. So high school students are already using ChatGPT on a daily basis, not to mention people in other walks of life. So AI applications are now in industry use, in commercial use cases, and in everyday life. So no matter which field or industry you work in, there's more opportunity for you to use AI in whatever you do. So starting from, internal model development to product development and product delivery, you can see more and more opportunities for AI to play a role. So be it generative AI or other forms of AI, we are starting to see them everywhere. We can see some names of the companies of our speakers today, so later on you can hear firsthand from them about their solutions. So now we have AI everywhere, in every corner of our life, and we can also see AI for all. There are more and more possibilities or different ways for humans to connect with AI. So you connect with the AI in your cars, in your house, and in other areas. I bought my car before the pandemic, and already back at that time, there were some advanced computing that's being used in the car. And now we begin to see that, for example, drivers can use their hand gestures to talk to their cars. This is another example of AI application. Today, our topic is AI PC. With AI PC, AI will intrude further into our jobs, our everyday life. Right now, a lot of AI applications are run on the cloud. If we cannot run them on our local devices, AI would not be as useful as we want it to be. So that is why we are welcoming this next wave of AI development, and that is AI PC. We, of course, have some statistics and data about our forecast about AI PC. At III, we have collected different versions of definitions about AI PC. For us, a PC with local AI inference capability, with hardwares or components that's dedicated to AI inference on device, we would regard it as an AI PC. So from this perspective, based on this definition, I think in the short run, we would not see AI PC becoming the mainstream of the PC market. At the beginning of this year, CES was organized in the United States, and then very soon we are going to welcome COMPUTEX. And in these exhibitions, we see new products being announced, new AI PC products being announced. But in the next 12 to 18 months, we will see even more product options in AI PC. Our estimation is that about 15 to 16% this year, and then by 2025, 2026, there will be 30 to 40% of PCs that will be AI PC in the market. So that is our estimation so far. These AI PCs or AI edge devices will be able to be used in different scenarios and provide different experiences. For example, in commercial markets, AI PCs will start to replace existing PCs. With these AI PCs, they will introduce a lot of value-added services. For example, a lot of operating system developers are providing generative AI applications. They will allow AI PCs to be able to run large language models as well. In a creators market, in the gaming market, AI PC will also play important roles. In the past, creators choose PCs with higher specs, with higher capacities and computing powers. And in the future, these PCs used by the creators will be equipped with even higher AI capabilities. In the general consumer device market, we will also see AI PC taking a significant role. So AI PC will play different roles and provide different experiences in different use scenarios. PCs have become a critical partner for our everyday life and for our work. But we also have to be honest. People often ignore the importance of PCs. In the past, for people who are in my age, if we forgot to bring a PC, we will find it very terrifying. We have forgot something very important. But today, it's different. Today, we're not worried about forgetting to bring our PC, but we are worried about forgetting to bring our smartphone or cell phone. But I think with the arrival of AI PC, there will be a possibility that PCs will resume its importance in our everyday life. Of course, this is still a question that remains to be answered. However, if in the future we still confine the use of PCs to, for example, accessing Microsoft Word, then I think the PCs would not resume its level of importance in our everyday life. However, if in the future, when we turn on our PC, our AI PC, we will at the same time launch our personal assistant who will tell me what's my schedule today, what are some of the things that I have to do today, then PC will become really important for us. But in order to enable such kind of AI PC, we need all levels of the supply chain to work together to create that capacity. So, for example, from the chip level, to the platform level, to the models, to the applications, to the end-use devices. All of the suppliers in these different levels of the supply chain need to work together to enable that kind of capacity. We cannot rely only on, for example, the software developers or the hardware developers to make it happen. So I think I will use the limited amount of time I have to share with you some of the ecosystem changes that we can expect in AI PC. First of all, chip makers. The chip makers are now working hard to launch NPU products or also add additional capacities to existing chip structures in order to work with the AI PCs. Of course, we are going to hear firsthand from chip makers later on, so I will not go into details here. But we can expect that from the second half of this year all the way to 2025, 2026, if we look at the chip makers' product roadmap, you can see they are accelerating the development and the launch of NPUs or other chips that can enable AI PCs. And it's not just x86 systems. We can also see ARM systems playing critical roles in providing these new chips. Operating system providers. So this is at the platform level. Be it Microsoft, Google, or Apple, they are incorporating more and more AI applications in their operating system. So in their updates, they will incorporate new AI applications. For example, Microsoft Copilot, it will become official in all Windows 11 systems. And these operating systems, of course, need to be supported by the chips in order to include or incorporate these AI capabilities. We would like to now move on to model model developers. A lot of people would be questioning, do I really need to use AI PC? Do I really need to use AI PC to train my own model? Of course, it's still going to be consuming a lot of resources if you want to train your own model locally. So you probably still need to resort to cloud-based services and resources. However, in certain industries, for example, the medical world, there are some sensitive data that probably cannot be sent to the cloud because of concerns in privacy and data protection. So in the future, what we can expect is that there will be some applications that will still be web-based or cloud-based, but there will also be applications that is very specific to a certain scenario or a certain use case. They probably, because of other concerns such as data protection and privacy, they will be operated locally or on device. With these models being trained locally and then being put in actual use, this is when the compute power doesn't need to be that large, because when it's put to real use, it's only for AI inferencing. So it doesn't really need such a huge computing power such as that in the training stage. So for video generation, image generation, text generation, coding, and programming, I think in these areas, we're going to see the collaboration between cloud-based and local AI models. So there will be different collaborations, different distribution of responsibilities or tasks between cloud-based and local AI models. Right now, we are also seeing a thriving, model development because of the open source principle. So more and more suppliers and developers can come into the markets with the open source model. We are able to see in many communities, people are launching different AI models or applications that can be incorporated into the existing supply chain. Now, moving on to the end-user devices or edge devices, the AI PCs that we are talking about today. In the short run, we can see that there will be a wave of hardware upgrades. For example, it's multimedia components, improvement in computing power, in heat dissipation module, and etc. These hardware upgrades will come in, and this will also help push up the ASP for component providers. Now moving on to OEMs. These PC OEMs will need to differentiate their AI PCs to attract consumers. And the key to this differentiation is to provide a seamless environment where the users can interface with these AI applications. So PC OEMs are now scratching their head and trying their best to create their own unique advantage in the AI PC experience they can offer. And I'm sure that you will get to experience many of them in this year's COMPUTEX. All in all, AI PC is bringing us a lot of new imaginations. A lot of hardware upgrades is going to happen. A lot of ODMs are starting to offer subsystems, and we will see AI applications entering into all corners of our life. And these applications will need to be supported by all the players across the supply chain. In this process, OEM companies need to try to find the differentiation unique to their products. We are very happy to see that TCA organized this forum today. And I'm sure that in today's forum, we are going to discover more about the upcoming AI PC era. At III, we are your partner in research and development, in ecosystem build-up, in providing industry analysis and insights. So we look forward to working with you in the future in welcoming the AI PC era and create a healthy AI PC ecosystem. So this concludes my introductory session here. Looking forward to networking and exchanging ideas with you later. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Hong, for sharing us so much of your insight. Please return to your seat. Our next keynote speaker is Ms. Grace Wang, Vice President and General Manager of Intel Taiwan. And the topic of her talk today is Unleash AI Everywhere. Let us welcome Ms. Grace Wang. Chairman Peng, Director General Liew, industry leaders, I'm very happy to speak to you in this forum on behalf of Intel Taiwan to share with you our vision in AI PC. Our vision is usually based on a very important concept. In the past 55 years, Intel has an important principle. That is, we need to build an ecosystem together to truly boost the development of an industry. So today I want to talk more about our vision on AI and AI PC, how we can work with businesses here in Taiwan in a more integrated way to build the ecosystem together so we can invent the future together. In the talk by Dr. Hong, I truly resonate with some of the points he shared. This industry is disruptive for our industry, for our time. A lot of innovation is changing our behavior, changing the way we interact with technology. From the early age of AI usage till now, a lot of consumer-focused, consumer-oriented application, and in the future, more enterprise-grade AI application and AI modification. These are all new opportunities we haven't seen before. So combining everything, the future technology is changing gradually in front of us. So just like internet in the previous era, internet changed our behavior, changed the way we live, changed the way we create and work. And in the future, AI will do the same. Facing such a big revolution and change, we are seeing big opportunities as well. Whichever way you use AI, it simply provides digitalization function. That means it requires strong base in the semiconductor. So by 2030, we are seeing all businesses utilizing AI. SMEs, personal use, big businesses will need to use and will use AI application. We are seeing $1 trillion semiconductor total addressable market in the future for AI. So that means whether we are talking about delivering of the product or we are talking about foundry, we need to build a strong foundation to serve this foreseeable $1 trillion TAM in the future. And I really look forward to working with local businesses here in Taiwan to serve this future. Dr. Hong talked about how his daughter using ChatGPT to help generate reports. I believe we all experience the same thing. Our children are using ChatGPT in their learning. And right now we are seeing much more opportunities using large language model, using cloud services. There are a lot more usage with vertical integration and more edge applications. So I'm sharing some examples here in different industry. I don't think this will come as a surprise for you. In healthcare, for example, Dr. Lian is here. He will be able to share a lot about the application. Previously, I worked with Yadong Hospital, and we collected 2 seconds of data and used that data to allow AI to inference the prediction of cancer at the throat area. So a simple detection function with 2 seconds of your vocal sound will be able to detect the cancer. So Taiwan is a strong base for manufacturing. A lot of partners here in Taiwan are using AI everywhere. For example, in your production line to detect the defects or to detect maintenance requirements for the machines in your production line. These are already happening. So I'm using these examples to share with you that AI is not just about large language models, it's not just ChatGPT writing reports to you. More importantly, we need to think about how to use this vertical application so that our own industry, our own sector can leverage the power of AI to generate more economic value. At Intel, what we see is that within so many vertical opportunities, there is an opportunity, of course, with ChatGPT, a large cloud-based large language model, but AI is everywhere. And so from the left-hand side, we can see a lot of the training and inferencing is done on cloud. That's what we are seeing right now. That's where we're seeing opportunities right now, and all the hype is there. But there are challenges in this usage as well, because the scale is too big. Not every company, not every sector is able to afford such cloud-based large language model application. So if we want to bring AI everywhere, we need to bring AI to the enterprise side, to every company, so that every company can effectively use these AI technologies to create value for their company. So apart from the cloud, from data center and hyperscale usage, we are seeing more opportunities on edge, on the enterprise side. Of course, that means some other consideration we need to take. For example, economy of scale, which means if you do everything on cloud, it will be too expensive to average companies. They will worry about also data sensitivity. And also, if they need to make decisions fast, they should be able to conduct inferencing locally. And also, some company doesn't require AI workload on their entire day. Maybe 80% is only for general purpose and the other 20% for AI inferencing. So for economic consideration, and companies require more enterprise application, perhaps edge-based. So Intel recently announced, for example, Xeon processor, Gaudi 3, accelerator. They can all be used on edge. We will be able to provide Xeon-based CPU server coupling with accelerators to allow faster decision-making on edge. I believe for most enterprise AI, this will be a better solution economically. Apart from enterprise usage, looking further down to the end user side, this is where the key is, the AI PC application. I will talk more about this later, but I would like to echo our 2 keynote speakers before me. A lot of times we shouldn't talk just about AI PC, but the entire infrastructure as well, from end user to edge to enterprise to cloud. Everything should be integrated and interlinked to provide a full and robust infrastructure. I will not talk about the edge side the AI PC. I'm happy to announce with you last November we announced our first generation AI PC Intel Ultra processor. Starting last year in New York, when we launched the first generation, it's been deployed across the world. Right now, there has been 213 AI PCs being shipped across the world. The sales volume right now is very healthy. More than 5 million AI PCs shipped to date. And this year, by the end of this year, we anticipate 40 million PC will be shipped. So right now, there are a lot of companies trying to provide AI PC end-user solutions, making our PC smarter. But right now, Intel is already provide a ready-to-use solution. And the heart of the CPU, of course, is the core, our Core Ultra processor. This processor is the most fundamental change for Intel. In Intel architecture, this is a big disruption. The original principle is to focus on general compute. Now we are shifting the focus toward AI compute. So there are several major changes here. As Dr. Hong said, putting NPU directly in the core, so it's a low. It is a low power but long working and efficient core, and also it combines CPU, GPU to deliver 70% faster GenAI performance. Apart from that, we have SESS function included as well, so you can effectively use the AI functions to enhance the visual delivery. So all the video will provide higher resolution performance. That is what Chairman Peng wants to see, as I think in his displayer with the support of AI, the final result will be better. So these are just some of the examples of the changes. The CPU itself, from gen to gen performance, is now delivering more than double performance for gaming. So I'm just trying to share with you all the improvement in performance with the new generation CPU. And it is a very important change in our fundamental architecture. There are three principles. The first principle is the law of economics. So if we need to send everything to CSP, to cloud before using it, it takes a lot of cost to use such application. So for economic reason, we really need to be able to run the application, smaller language model, for example, on edge. The second change in principle is the law of physics. If you need to send everything cloud and then wait for the result back, there will be latency. So whether the result can be sent back in real time is a problem, and the network workload is another problem. So that's a limitation for the original application. And the third change is the law of lens. As we said, privacy, security is critical elements we need to think about when using AI. So that's why local inferencing is important. Based on these three changes in the principle, we designed this first generation of core process. It is a Gen AI ready architecture in our Core Ultra. There are three processing units combined with the newest generation of packaging. As you see on the chart, the first tile is GPU. As you know, GPU can generate, for example, text to image application, and its development has been carried out for more than 20 years. So the integration has been going on with very strong enhancement in gen to gen. The second tile is NPU. As I said, the low power, long workloads for AI. For example, it can, during meeting, it can remove the sound, the background noise with very low power requirement. That's a second key tile we put into our GenAI ready core. Then the third tile, the CPU, it's of course the soul of this core. It processes key processing, but also another important work is coordination between CPU, GPU, and NPU workload. That's why we are able to do this because Intel has a long history of capabilities in the core building. That's why we can coordinate the workload between GPU, NPU, and CPU. Bringing these three tiles together creates a very effective AI PC usage. We are also happy to share with you that we have optimized more than 500 AI models. These models are being deployed to the market gradually, so you are seeing them or will soon be able to see all of them. Within these 500 models, of more than 100 ISP, the software vendor are using our AI PC features with the 500 models. They've created more than 300 AI-based features in their own product. Just to name a few examples, with our Intel AI Acceleration program, we have engaged some software vendors. One of the examples here is our local CyberLink. There are 365 CyberLink. I believe a lot of you have used their product. If you look on the right-hand side also, AI will be able to replace the background of a lot of the photos. So think about how this can be very effective for a marketing company, for example. Another perspective is from the productivity side. We all use Zoom with Intel NPU. When you are in a Zoom meeting, it can help remove background noise, and it can anchor at your eyes. So when you look at different direction, our function will help you engage the eye contact and lock onto your eyes. So that's a very great usage for telemeeting. So with more engagement with ISVs, we really look forward to bringing up more applications for consumers. And I want to use this page to conclude my talk. At Intel, our culture is to build ecosystem together with all stakeholders in software and hardware, and also on the model side. We want to use our capabilities to help the integration of the ecosystem. Our belief is that the ecosystem should be open. We are a silicon company, but OEM and ODMs are our partners as well. Together, we working with hardware companies and software vendors, we can provide services that integrate the ecosystem. So I really welcome you to join us in AI PC, in AI on edge, in a network, on the enterprise application or edge cloud application. We want to combine all the energy in local Taiwanese companies and build a better future together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Grace Wang, for your insightful presentation. Thank you very much. Please be seated. We would like to now watch a short video clip before we move on to Qualcomm's presentation.
All in the energy, beauty, electricity, it's all inside of me.
让我们邀请高通副总。
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the VP of Qualcomm Technologies and President of Qualcomm Taiwan, SEA and ANZ, Mr. St. Liew. His topic is Enabling Intelligent Computing Everywhere. Let's welcome him. Chairman Peng, Director General Liew, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, it is my great pleasure to be here to talk about this important topic. First of all, I need to apologize to the organizer because there's no way for me to end in 15 minutes because this is such a big topic, but I will try my best. I am St. Liew, the president of Qualcomm Taiwan, SEA and ANZ. I have worked in Qualcomm for many years. Qualcomm is a world-leading chipmaker in communication, and innovation has been the key of our business. We are very lucky to live at a time when so many technological breakthroughs are made. 5 years ago, when 5G commercialization began, we have said that the advent of 5G will hail in a lot more breakthroughs. I have to be frank with you. 5G deployment is now already mature across the world. It has brought many possibilities and opportunities for AI applications to expand and scale. Connecting everything together is a very important step. And Taiwan has now completed its 5G deployment. I think 1 year or 18 months ago, people started to hear about ChatGPT. I'm sure every one of you have heard of this world. And so far, more than hundreds of millions of people have used ChatGPT during the past 12 months. We have also seen large language models like Llama, Peng, other models in Taiwan, in China, and Google's Gemini being announced. Another very important trend that we have observed during the past year is the multimodal LLMs. What I'm talking about here is multimodality large language models. So text to image, text to video, or audio to text. So you can have different modes of input and output that's being processed by AI. So there are more and more AI devices. There are more and more AI interfaces. It's not just confined on your phone or PCs or XR devices. There is a huge variety of devices with which we can interface with AI. The third important trend that I would like to touch upon here is that with the optimization of LLMs and multimodal models, these models can now be operated in smaller devices because there have been a lot of updates in softwares, in firmwares, also upgrades in hardwares. So looking ahead, we will see more and more AI models on device. So a lot of AI applications will be used on device locally, and this will bring a huge amount of opportunities. When we talk about cloud, there are only a dozen of clouds there. But when we talk about AI on device, there are millions or billions of devices that exist there where we can access AI. Starting from 2007, Qualcomm began our research in AI chips. And then in 2015, we used the scalar and vector structure to optimize our chip for communications. And then you started to see different AI models being introduced into, for example, cell phones, hexagon, tensor processor, or the neural processing unit was also introduced in 2016 or 2017 in our hardware. So we use a hardware means to improve AI processes. So transformer AI, the model was launched. When AI is introduced into smartphones, you could see how it has enhanced, for example, photos and videos taken by cell phones. So starting from that time, 2016 and 2017, we continue to modify our NPUs and increase their functionalities and performances. Now, multimodal AI has been introduced. Concurrent use case LLM is also launched. These require a huge amount of compute power from your silicon. So we need to continue to improve the capacity of our silicon. All of these trends bring a huge scale of economy. A lot of people are asking, how big is the AI market? You are now looking at the number here on the slide. This is not just the TAM. This number also includes, for example, when we use our edge devices to buy different products. This also includes the value coming from the creative value generation. So this is a huge market, and I don't think there is an exact figure that can describe how big that market is. But everybody agrees that this is very big. So when everyone expects more from AI, when everyone expects that they will have more demand for AI, then what kind of AI structure should we provide to maximize this potential? I fully agree with Director General Hong. It's impossible to send every AI inference request to the cloud. So, the cost of AI inferencing is very different, and it could be as high as 10 times. So if we look at this cost difference of traditional query compared to generative AI query, and then times it by the users in the world and the generative AI applications out there in the world, you could see how costly it is to run all the AI inferencing on the cloud. And we can also see that with the continued improvement of hardware and software, we can now enable AI inferencing being run on devices. We now need a hybrid AI model. On the slide, you could see, of course, the cloud will continue to play an important role in AI processes. But at the same time, there will be a lot of edge devices in the picture. From a consumer's point of view, we also need to realize that a lot of AI use cases will occur in companies, in factories, in industrial PCs. And Taiwan is a big supplier of industrial PCs, so this is definitely a big business opportunity. So coming back to the devices, all the edge devices, these are also the devices that will play a role in this hybrid AI model. So in the future, it's going to be an edge cloud hybrid model that enable AI applications. So I have shown you a figure describing the economic scale of AI, but there are a lot of things that cannot be described by a single figure. For example, we have heard that children use ChatGPT for fun, to create something fun. These cannot be defined by numbers. We also see specialized AI systems, specialized expert AI systems being developed. For example, AI for plants, AI for medical use, AI for our home appliances. These are all specialty AI systems. They are also going to be run on device. So all of these are opportunities that we can tap into. On the left-hand side, you could see all the commonly used AI applications, including text-to-image, mathematical reasoning, collaborative robotics, that is human-machine collaboration or communicating with each other in natural languages. And then on the horizontal axis, you can see the billions of a parameter, that is the model size. So if you want to have an AI application or model that's good enough for text-to-image, you could see its model size here. So you could see in a lot of the commonly used applications, you could see it can actually be run on PCs and cell phones or even in cars already. So here you can see with the technological advancement, we are now confident in saying that in the future, many AI applications will be run on edge devices, on end-user devices. The Snapdragon platform, created by Qualcomm, aims to enable developers and companies to run their AI applications on end-user devices. In the past few years, Qualcomm has dedicated ourselves to the research in communication, in platforms enabling better communications. And we started with platforms for cell phones and smartphones. And why is it that it is such an important basis for AI PCs? First of all, because when we work on smartphone platforms, we focus on power efficiency, processing efficiency, computing efficiency, and user efficiency, and it needs to be small in size. So the advantages and strengths that we have developed in developing cell phone platforms have benefited us a lot in the next stage of our development in AI PC. I know that in Dr. Hong's presentation, I didn't see Qualcomm's name being put in one of the slides, and I hope that after hearing my presentation, you will add our name there. X-Elite was indeed featured in Mr. Hong's presentation. X-Elite is one of our latest announcements, and in the next few weeks, you are going to see more products being announced that incorporate Snapdragon X-Elite. Snapdragon X-Elite use a game engine structure, and it has an NPU in it. And we have been working on NPU for many years. So we are very experienced in NPU design. And we also have upgraded CPUs and GPUs in the Snapdragon X-Elite. All three of them together will bring you the most powerful AI PC. When you talk about TOPS or different parameters, we are offering the best performance, and it will bring you low power consumption, very differentiated experience for your user. So this is the future of AI PC. And when we develop these platforms, we need to look at not only the demand of today, but also the needs of tomorrow, because we know AI continues to thrive and evolve. In Qualcomm, we not only do IC design, we are also developing an ecosystem, because only with an ecosystem can we create a new economy. So there are two things that we are doing. First of all, AI Studio. If you're a developer, you can use the AI structure that you're most familiar with to work with us in your development. And in many verticals, you can employ your results. The second thing that we are working on is AI Hub. This is the most recent announcement, and AI Hub can help expand AI to different developers and SMEs. These AI developers, when they come into our AI Hub, they can pick a model. They can pick an AI model that they prefer. And you can also bring your own model to AI Hub. And then you pick a target that is a device or a chipset. This is a development for the IoT or that PC or that smartphone. And then pick a runtime so that we will pass and validate for you. Then you can deploy the validated product. So this is an AI Hub for developers. With this AI Hub, we will be able to enable and empower developer systems and to create an ecosystem with more applications, more AIs, and enable SMEs. Finally, a video.
When was the last time a PC truly excited you? What about your phone? We're guessing that's a different story. In a world where technology can change everything, doing anything less simply is not enough. With that in mind, we believe the PC as we know it today is not enough. Good news is, that's about to change. Snapdragon is reimagining what a PC can be. Now, if you can think it, you and your PC can create it. Allowing an artist to craft canvases that react to their observers. Turning a young dreamer into a thought leader with a soapbox she never imagined having. Empowering a student to learn in a way that's tailored to how she thinks, sparking a lifelong thirst for knowledge. Enabling seamless collaboration among remote teams so they can develop groundbreaking solutions. And jump-starting small businesses, helping turn ideas into booming enterprises. But it doesn't really matter what the new PC can do. It's not enough without you. When your intelligence and creativity meet on-device AI, that's when the magic happens. To realize the promise of personal computing, we're putting these powers in your hands, enabling you to turn dreams into reality. With these capabilities and innovations, Snapdragon is marking the dawn of a new age for the PC. This is intelligent computing. It's real. It's personal. This is the power of Snapdragon.
Thank you. Thank you so much, President Liew. Please return to your seat. Thank you for showing us the Axion Lead application of Qualcomm. Our next keynote speaker is Dr. Jason Ma, Engineering Director of ChromeOS at Google Taiwan. The topic of his talk today is the current state and future of AI, AI for everyone. Let us welcome Dr. Jason Ma. Chairman Peng, Director General Liew, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very honored to be here to share with you Google's current development in GenAI and also all the possible AI applications in hybrid AI. The first topic of my talk today is very interesting. It relates to Pixel 8 Pro smartphone. It was actually taking many minutes for me during the talks. In some of the speech delivered before, ChatGPT was mentioned 8 times. Do you know what T stand for in ChatGPT? T stand for the white paper published by Google. It represents transformer. Starting from 2017, Google has transformed from mobile computing to AI first company. So I'm very honored to be here to share with you what Google has been focusing on and what's the transformation that's been taken over the past 7 years. I will also talk about our increased investment in AI and the current results from the developments. The first topic is, of course, something that we are all very interested in, I believe. That is the key Google innovation in AI. Last morning, I listened to Google I/O throughout the night, and there were some continued new innovations, and I collected them. So I'm bringing you the most updated innovation. The second topic of my talk today is something highly relevant for Google, and that is open and responsible AI. AI should be for everyone. So based on these topics, I will begin first with the innovation. The Gemini large language model. In 2017, based on the AI first transformation strategy, we launched Gemini 1.0. This is a very powerful model mentioned several times before. More and more recently, you heard the term multi-modality model. From day one, Gemini was developed as a multi-modality model. It can enable text to video. It can read. It can read pictures. It can infer. It can conduct logic analysis. So from day one, we designed a very unique function and a very long text. What does that mean? It means that Gemini can handle 1 million character. From 1 million character, it can do analysis. It can tell you the key points. And the third most important innovation in Gemini is a concept. From day one, Gemini knew how to use Google search. So from day one, it could provide real-time information, most updated information. We designed 4 models for Gemini. So earlier this year, we launched Gemini 1.0. Now Gemini 1.5 Pro is about to be is released and providing much better performance. And early morning yesterday, I heard a even bigger breakthrough. There is a more updated model called 1.5 Flash. So it's the third one here. 1.5 Flash means that the size of the model is a bit smaller than Gemini Pro 1.5, and the design is for bigger scale, higher frequency text processing. So it's providing better optimization. It can reduce some of the problems we are seeing with large language model, and that is cost. How does it do that? Gemini 1.5 Flash, as I said, it's a lightweight version of Gemini Pro, but it distills knowledge and extracts the most important value from Pro. So it can provide answer faster. The computing comes at a lower cost. It can deal with also 1 million character text. So that means a book, 4,000 page book, or 1 hours of recording. Gemini 1.5 Flash can provide low latency, low cost duplication. And by low cost, we means that by inputting 1 million character, the cost is only 35 cents US dollars. So in the future, we will continue to optimize, continue to provide more innovation. But here, a second topic, very important one in my talk, is responsible AI. At Google, we believe AI can make our life better, can make the world a better place. But we must uphold a key principle, that is, we need responsible AI. So our newly launched Learn LM allows you to combine the result of the research and some research principle in the model to provide a more personalized learning experience. And the second circle in this principle is to guarantee reliability and security of the model. So we use AI to test AI. So the second circle requires using AI to help us red teaming, using a mock attack, allowing the model itself to identify problems in big models. And we also we include the opinion from thousands of experts to continue to improve the model. And the third part of the responsible idea is, of course, about authenticity of the content. We know that there are a lot of fake news, fake pictures, synthetic pictures, so misuse of AI technology. To deal with this problem, we have the SysID technology. With SysID, we can now identify content generated by AI. And we can also watermark pictures generated by AI. These watermarks cannot be removed in any current technology. So we will use this open source technology, working also with other partners like Microsoft to build a standard, so that in the future we can offer better transparency in digital media. And the third part of my talk is about how AI can benefit everyone. For Gemini Advanced users, they can use Gemini 1.5 Pro model. We can directly enter 1,500 documents into Gemini Pro 1.5 Pro, or just 1 hour video into Gemini Pro, and Gemini Pro will help you analyze, integrate, and synthesize the content. Another important news is that by the end of this year, 1 million character will double into 2 million characters. We'll be able to process more text, more information in the system. Gemini will be able to provide even better analysis. So AI for everyone, more importantly, means that we will continue to improve the function so that in the future, with all the powerful technology and function, we will be able to read complex legal documents, for example, reading your current leasing contract, and Gemini will be able to read for you whether there's any loopholes or there any limitation on keeping pets for the leasing contract. Or, for example, you can ask Gemini to help you prepare for your thesis in your master degree. You can provide several papers into Gemini and ask Gemini to summarize the key points in these papers and help you analyze the data and information. More importantly, Gemini is conscious about respecting privacy, so all your conversation and chat will be protected. It will not be included in the training data for Gemini. Privacy is the most important priority to Gemini Pro. As I said, Gemini 1.5 Pro can easily handle different types of information. More importantly, it now has very strong ability to understand picture and image. For example, when you take picture of a cuisine, of a dish, it can retrieve the recipe for you. Or you take a picture of a math question, it will show you how to solve that question. And also, you can directly talk to Gemini. So this video shows you the real-life examples of Gemini Live. Apart from talking to Gemini, you can also use your smartphone to better use Gemini. By the end of this year, with your smartphone, you can just take pictures or record the environment around you, and Gemini will be able to tell you where you are, which location is near you, or which destination you are, and what's the information related to the current location. With GenAI, this is how we will be really enjoying a better life with our AI assistant. And our president also directly show you how Gemini and GenAI can be used. Next, we are seeing how AI assistant can become personal assistant for everyone, and these assistants will be customized and personalized for your needs. Right now, Gemini can give you a suggestion for activities. It can read your Gmail and read the flights you're taking, when it will arrive, where it will arrive at, and provide you customized personal travel advice. So gradually, as Gemini understands you better, you can customize your Gemini. Gemini can become your training partner, can become your assistant in the kitchen. So this is what I want to show you. Personalized GenAI assistant will be deployed in the near future. We call it GEMS. GEMS will help you manage your life more efficiently in the future. We know that with GenAI, you can remove the background of your photo. Here, there are two more innovations. One is with the photo editing function with the magic editor. You can choose the human figure in the photo. You can expand that human figure, or using the best picture function and take and analyze a sequel picture, and then choose the best one and produce a best version. Or if you are proposing to your girlfriend in a noisy environment, and you are you are recording the process, then we have the function to help you remove the background noise in the recording. So it can help you create a better memory. Next, what I want to show you the most popular function right now, that is Circle to Search. Circle to Search is now already available in several products. In the past, if you want to search something, you need to type the text in the picture to Google search to find results. But in the future, and also right now, you can simply circle the text you want to find out more information about, and then results will directly show up. So just draw a circle, use hand gesture, the search will be done automatically. And also there is auto translate integrated as well. So you may wonder how many people are using circle to search right now. More than 100 million users are using circle to search function already. We hope that by the end of this year we can double that number. Next function I want to share with you at Google is a very important tool for productivity. Oftentimes we need to have meetings at workplace, but there is more efficient way with our function. We now can combine Gemini function in Google Meet. So when you use Google Meet with your colleague, you can ask Gemini to be with you and take meeting minutes, and write summary and come up with follow-up items of the meeting. This tool is now widely used already, and it will help boost productivity for many people soon. For Taiwan's supply chain suppliers, you may wonder what are some other business opportunities. Actually, our function is not only deployed for OnePlus or Pixel 8. Actually, right now, MediaTek for their 9300 and 8300 is using our function in their chipset. And so, apart from OnePlus and Oppo, currently already deployed with our Gemini function, there will be more to come in the future. Also, we talked about how smartphone can incorporate multiple cloud function in the future. In the past few years, at Google, we built a very great PC, Chromebook. So it's a simpler, safer way for you to browse, to use the cloud services. As Dr. Hong said, we are now moving Chromebook to the next generation called Chromebook Plus. Chromebook Plus will have AI built in. It is built for AI. You will be able to use Magic Eraser and Photoshop with Adobe to increase your productivity at work in the future. Now with Chromebook Plus, there are more than 30 AI functions built in, and there will be more incorporated in the future. These functions will work silently in the background to give you a better experience and more fluent workflow. The final piece of message I want to share with you is that in COMPUTEX, we will be there with ChromeOS Vice President and our Director, our President, John Solomon. We're joining COMPUTEX as keynote speakers. There, we will share with you more updated innovation and some key news. We do look forward to having more exchange with you at COMPUTEX. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jason Ma, for your presentation. We have heard so many different scenarios where we can use Gemini to empower our life. Next, we would like to welcome Mr. Albert Liew, CEO and founder of Kneron, to share with us NPU makes personalized GPT possible. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Albert Liew. Chairman, Director General Hong, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am Albert Liew, the founder of Kneron. We have heard the presentations from many tech world leaders, and I think we have heard one keyword, NPU. The company that started to scale and mass produce NPU was actually Kneron. Today our topic is AI PC. I have a PC here. This is embedded with Kneron's NPU. NPU is not about replacing anyone or anything. In Kneron, and also we work closely with Qualcomm. And recently we will announce our collaboration with a major GPU provider in the world. In the MIC's presentation, and it seems like there was a mistake about Qualcomm's schedule. But for Kneron, it's even worse because we don't even see Kneron's name on the MIC's presentation. I think we have been talking about AI PC. What's the definition of AI PC? I think AI PC is about LLM. It's about running LLM. The PC that I have in my hand doesn't have a discrete GPU, but it can run LLM with the NPU we include in it. I think so far we haven't seen any hardware being able to run LLM on device. So our NPU is unique in that it can run LLM offline, and it's this small. You can see it in my hand. We don't need dissipation chamber for it either. It can be incorporated in a PC motherboard as well. An offline LLM means that it's a simple GPT. When you put this chip in any device, it can run a simple GPT model. We proposed this Edge GPT machine concept in 2017 and 2018. When a very small LLM or a chip that has an LLM function is embedded in an edge device, this edge device becomes an intelligent device. For example, inside my phone, there is an LLM chip. So this phone now can be able to tell what's my action. It can help me, for example, when I'm walking on the road, it can help me to identify sale information of a supermarket that I'm passing by right now. So when you have all of your devices, including your refrigerators, your IoT home appliances, your car, when you turn them into an intelligent machine, this is an edge GPT machine concept. This makes LLM universal, and our NPU can enable your device to run LLM on device. We believe that there will be more universal use of NPU. In Qualcomm, in Intel, they have been talking about energy, performance, cost, and privacy, and these are all things that NPU are very good at. So in 2017, Kneron launched our first generation NPU. Actually, in the United States, in EEE, there is a publication that's very widely read about NPU, and that's actually written by me. In 2020, Kneron is the first to propose the KL720 and NeoCloud together. And then 2021, we launched our first transformer AI chip. And today, I'm showing you our latest chip, KLA30. This is the chip that I have embedded in this laptop on my hand. What's this latest AI chip published by Kneron? It can support transformer. Most major suppliers, they use GPU or CPU or even memory capacity to run AI models and transformers. So at the end of last year, we launched our transformer supported chip, and this year we are launching A30, which can further support transformer operations. We work with Qualcomm for 720. A30 has better performance than 720. And it's a 16-time improvement. This is also a comparison between different state-of-the-art. So you could see Kneron performs very well in power efficiency. Ecosystem. Most companies look at developer interfaces, be it Keras, TensorFlow. In addition to these developer interfaces and Kneron, we make our developer interface very simple, straightforward. It's something that looks like an interface you would see on your mobile phone app. So on our developer platform, you could see the developers can come in, and even for an amateur developer, they will be able to develop their applications on our platform. So as a user, I can go to this platform and download the applications that can solve my problems. We support LLM, so in addition to image sensing and identification, we also enhance our LLM model. So A30, 140, they can, for those devices with these chips, they can go to our platform to download these applications. So for us, our developer interface is not just about serving the developers. It's also about serving regular users and consumers. You have seen this concept before. That is, when we think about AI ecosystem in the future, it's going to be a hybrid model where edge devices and cloud-based services run together. November last year, we created Neo 300. Later on, you can try it. I have it here with me. And Neo 300 is designed for a small team. It's a GPT inference machine you can own yourself. This machine is a private GPT that focuses only on processing your data. And then we are going to have Neo 330, which has better performance than Neo 300. It's good for 40 to 50 people team. And right now, there are already many companies and also some teachers in the United States, such as from Stanford University, who have procured Neo 300 so that they can load their own data into this personalized GPT machine. This is not just about a personalized chatbot. It's a personalized machine where you can put in your data and train your own model. Right now, there are about 7 to 8 financial institutions in Taiwan and also medical institutions in Taiwan who are using our products because they contain very sensitive data that needs a higher level of privacy protection. So they're introducing our products to their services, to their internal use. I have a video that I need to play here. I need some assistance here. This one, could you click on it?
那其实我们做这个，可以按一下吗？
Could you please click on the slide for me? So you could see the conversation is very quick. The response is very quick. It's NPU. So low power consumption, very eco-friendly. And you can see that I asked a question here. And you could see that because it's very specific to a certain data, so it can actually have a source of the data here. So when you use ChatGPT, it doesn't have this type of referencing function. Something that we would like to announce here is that Kneron is not looking to replace any chip maker in the world. We are assisting them. In a few days, we're going to have a major announcement, our collaboration with a GPU maker. So this GPU maker has realized that there's a lot of limitation to GPU size and heat dissipation. So they're combining their GPU with our NPU product. And according to our test results, the power consumption can be lowered by 30%, and it's around 800 watts to 1,000 watts. This means that you can save $5 to $10 in your electricity bill every day, and that is about $3,600 per year. So it's a major improvement to processing power as well as in energy consumption and carbon footprint. We are looking forward to the spread of AI PCs, but we also know that price will be a critical point. So this is an AI PC we have created. You can try it, have some hands-on experience later. So here you can see there are a lot of applications in stable diffusion, and I haven't seen any offline LLM so far. So when you have transformer accelerated chip, you can enable such an offline or on-device LLM. This is a very entry-level notebook. It's a very basic notebook. There's no independent GPU, and it can already do such a powerful offline LLM support. Here are some AI PC applications that we have seen, be it summarizing in your video conference, hand gesture recognition and gesture control. And I think the biggest sell point of our product is RAG. About 80% of PC users use PCs in their day-to-day work. So they work on their PC. So for example, when I work on my PC, it's impossible for me to connect to OpenAI or to the cloud when I work on confidential business information on my laptop. So I think AI PC is going to have a very important niche here. Be Neo 300, 330, or AI PC, Kneron is, as today, the only company who can enable RAG on your PC. Virtual assistant is also an important application, but we believe that in the future, there will be both edge AI and cloud-based AI working together. Here are some other applications. For example, speech synthesis. For example, maybe Jay Chou. This is a singer that I love. I can use AI to create a song by Jay Chou, or I could choose a sound or voice of a celebrity that I like to serve as the voice of my virtual assistant, or it can become a companion of my mother who lives alone. Of course, people don't want to send their personal information or their voice spectrum to the cloud. So this is very good for edge or offline AI processing. We have unique NPUs that can enable a device to run AI offline. In this PC, it's embedded with CPUs from major suppliers and also technology from Qualcomm. So it has a lot of the specs that you see on the slide, and edge server, IoTC, automotives, these are some of the areas where we have our collaborators. Now, when we create ecosystem, we not only work with developers, we would also like to help more people understand what AI can do for them. So AI literacy on every level. We have organized competitions where we see high school students, even elementary school students participating in these competitions. They develop simple AI applications. And we want them to be as local as possible. And these are some of the publications we have published around the world. Our NPU has won us many awards, including awards from IEEE, and we are also able to publish our knowledge as a textbook published by IEEE. So now we have textbooks for higher education institutions as well as for elementary school students, where we would like to promote this AI literacy. This is Kneron's exhibition in COMPUTEX, where you can see offline and private GPT solutions, AI PC solutions, and a GPU plus NPU accelerator card. We would like to thank the GPU partner for working with us in the future. I believe that CPU, GPU, NPU will each play their role and maximize their potential to enable AI applications. And we also have intelligent driving for automotive. So this is something you will be able to see in our COMPUTEX exhibition as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, CEO Liew, for helping us understand your AI accelerator, AI chip application at Kneron. Please be seated. Wow, we've listened to some very great talks, right? So insightful. And we are all now more informed about the new trends in AI PC and AI hardware. So with the sharing of our keynote speakers, we understand how AI PC in the future can help us improve efficiency across different businesses. And we now understand better the trends and ecosystem in AI PC, how AI PC and AI communication can be used and developed for personal everyday life. We will now begin with the second part of our forum. That is the panel discussion. But before that, we have a short clip for you. So let's watch the preview for Innovex. Innovex and COMPUTEX are concurrent events which will welcome over 80 speakers and from domestic and abroad, from across 30 countries, 400 startup teams joining us. And the topic will cover AI, smart mobility, semiconductor applications, and green technology. There will be competition, matchmaking events, and also exchanges at dinner. So there will also be $100,000 rewards for competition. Welcome you for joining. And now let us welcome the moderator of the panel discussion, Dr. Chris Hong, Vice President and Director General of MIC III. Now let us welcome the panelists as well. First, let us welcome Mr. Zixian Tong, Chairperson and CSI of Pegatron. Next, Mr. Samsung Hu, CEO of ASUS. Next, Mr. Mike Yang, SVP and GM at Quanta. And also Mr. Anson Chu, President of Liew. Last but not least, Dr. Ellen Lian, Chairman of Acer Medical. Welcome. Please, one more warm round of applause for moderator Dr. Hong. And now I will hand over the floor to Dr. Hong. Ladies and gentlemen, industry leaders, good afternoon. I'm very honored to be the moderator and also be a keynote speaker in today's forum. Fortunately, I can come back on the stage again because I have a lot of things I would like to respond to the presentation from Qualcomm, from Kneron, and also other talks. And I believe after this forum, we can improve the content of my slide and each other's content sharing. Coming back to the theme of today's forum, GenAI, AI application are become more and more prevalent around the world. A lot of our speakers share the innovation in their company and their innovation. And today we do see AI everywhere. So we want to get back to the theme of our panel discussion today. How does Taiwan's ICT industry prosper and grow better with the acceleration of AI? So now I would like to propose the first question, and I would like to direct question to Chairman Tong of Pegatron. So the question is, looking into the future, what do you see it will be the impact of AI to Taiwan's ICT industry? What are some opportunities and challenges? And at COMPUTEX by TCA, how will this event influence the supply chain in Taiwan? So opportunities and challenges. Thank you, Dr. Hong, for pointing out this very important question. In the past few days, you are the only one asking me questions other than nuclear power. So I'm very happy, and thank you again. The first time I feel that AI is important is when I realized it influenced many aspects of our life, and the level of influence was as important and significant as the invention of internet 20 years ago. 2 decades ago, we feel internet was invented, and we are now getting very used to internet, because it has become a natural part of our environment. So you no longer feel that the internet is a very new invention. Every phone, every device now basically are connected online. And so I believe when we forget the existence of AI is when AI are truly integrated to our life and bringing the best, most important contribution to our life. So I'm referring AI to network because I think AI is no one single product. it will become a way of life in our interaction with technology, just like the internet. Internet is not a product; it is an element that is existing in all the products that we use in our everyday life. So I think the first big impact coming from AI to our ICT business will be positive. Will be a positive one. And the second impact will be that its prevalence in every aspect in the industry. Let me explain this. AI will be incorporated in every aspect of our business, and that is important because if you want to use this technology, it has to be incorporated into your production line, into your manufacturing process, into your service quality, and so on. So we can expect that by 2044 marks the beginning of the AI era. In the past few years, people started talking about AI, especially starting from 2022 when ChatGPT become a heart of a lot of debated discussion. And then ARM and then terms like TOPS are heard everywhere. A lot of users feel that they're left behind with all these new innovations. Actually, you don't need to know all the details. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to learn how to use it. So being able to use AI means that AI has to be rather sophisticated and developed so that all consumers can use it. So, and by that time, AI will become a wave that is going to wash all over us. And when that time comes, you only need to look for your business, because this wave will bring a lot of business opportunities, and you just need to tap into it. But you need to be able to control the business opportunity and understand how to differentiate yourself. Otherwise, you'll be left behind. And the theme of this forum and also COMPUTEX AI PC is very important because I think AI will be revolutionary for this already traditional business personal computer. It will bring brand new opportunity. That is why I think AI will bring positive impact on our ICT industry here in Taiwan. But of course, there will be challenges as well. Thank you, Chairman Tong. In previous keynote speaks, we heard about how AI will be everywhere and AI will be for everyone. Any average person will be able to use AI just like how we use internet nowadays. Senior citizens now can easily use internet as well. For example, my parents play mahjong online, and so this type of application will become prevalent and will be everywhere in our life in the future. And PC is still a very important tool in our workplace and in our daily life. So, as you said, AI will bring positive and very wide impact in our PC industry. We have a leader in our PC industry here joining us. So may I ask CEO Hu of ASUS to answer my next question. Recently, in all the new PC products, from your brand's product side, what do you think AI PC will bring to your business, especially on the supply chain of AI PC and in your industry? Thank you for the question. I think we can look back at what Chairman Tong said. In the past 40 years, the PC industry has developed by different stages, and it is because of the launch of some key technologies that PC became important for everyone. And that's what drove the growth cycle of the PC business. I'm seeing a lot of industry leaders here. So I believe you are all aware of the earlier days of the human-machine interface with only the keyboard and only the text. And then you can use a mouse and then the GUI interface. Software application at its earlier stage only offer spreadsheets, simple functions. Then more complicated work scenarios like Office were invented. And then the use of databases. And then multimedia applications started to join the ecosystem. And then gaming and also streaming. So, for example, we have gaming notebooks now. And connectivity of PC evolved from wire connectivity to wireless. And as Chairman Tong said, now we already forgot the existence of internet. So with the evolution of PC and the evolution of this industry, PC as the main tool for our productivity, for our learning and social life, it will certainly be impacted and changed by AI. So later with with the advent of smartphone and tablets, some of the functions of PC were replaced. By 2016 to 2022, the growth of PC plateaued, and then COVID-19 created different lifestyle, new lifestyles. We all worked from home, learn from home, and that's why that's another driving force for the growth of PC. But that post-pandemic, the PC business has went back to its natural state. So we think that the AI PC invention certainly will affect the future application and the way we use PC. For example, the natural language technology and the user interface of PC will witness some revolutionary innovation soon. And the interaction between consumers and the computer will be more intuitive, more direct. In previous keynote discussions, in keynote speeches, we heard that AI PC will improve to a large extent our user experience and efficiency at work. So we believe AI will add value to PC for sure and become the next driver to the growth of our business. As Chairman Tong said, GenAI, when deployed to PC, and well enough, every PC will become AI PC. So now, just like how every PC is connected, so in the future, we will no longer call our PC AI PC. They will just be PC because AI will become a given to all our PC. So that is my thought on this topic. Thank you. Thank you so much, CEO Hu. I agree with the development of the PC industry, with the evolution of the product. We are seeing growth of the business during the pandemic because of working from home and learning at home lifestyle. During that time, there were a lot of cloud applications being invented and launched. And also, the application of AI started to become more popular during that time. And also, in our device, regardless of PC or smartphone, we bring these functions to our daily life. But if you're working at workplace, you will need a bigger screen, so we would use notebook or desktop. So we use different devices in different scenarios ever since the pandemic. And I believe in the future, AI will be just like the internet, become a given part of any PC. But in the future, the application of AI will involve not just PC, but also, more importantly, the cloud functions. We have some business leaders here on cloud services, on the computational power side. So my next question will be directly to Quanta and Light On. Now, with GenAI, there are a lot of changes coming up, of course. Apart from on-device AI or edge AI, what are some of the impact AI will bring to cloud, to edge, and to the entire ICT, especially communication technology side? Can I ask SVP Yang to answer the question first?
Thank you very much. From my perspective, I have two observations I would like to share with you. First of all, AI PC is something that's going to happen for sure. Secondly, in the future, AI PC will progress at a very fast speed. Why do I say that AI PC will become a phenomenon for sure? 2 years ago, people started to talk about ChatGPT, about generative AI. And in these discussions, we can see that it actually has a very big demand on public cloud and compute power because it has large LLM. Therefore, in terms of the training of LLM, we can see it's already very mature. And from a centralized data center to distributed computation, I think people have been talking about how to be closer to the users, and that is edge computing. And we can see the maturation and progress of technology in this respect as well. In the future, we will also see wider deployment of 5G networks and high-speed internet connections. This means that the critical infrastructure for AI PC is ready. This enables AI PC to operate locally on device. They will be able to run small LLMs, and NPUs in PCs will play its role in maximizing AI processing performance as well as providing excellent power performance. So AI PC is going to happen for sure. And from the perspective of IoT, we know that data can be generated in different ways for AI. First of all, these data can be collected in the public cloud. Another source of data comes from IoT devices. In the world of IoT, a huge amount of data is generated. So, how do we balance between latency and privacy? AI PC becomes a perfect choice here when we want to take care of privacy and low latency. And I have also said that the progress and development of AI PC is going to be very fast. Why is that? First of all the vendors in the supply chain, including Intel, Qualcomm, AMD, they are all rushing towards the development of AI PC. SoCs are also developing in a very fast pace. Our speaker from Google mentioned smaller LLMs. In a small PC, I will be able to train and run a smaller language model. for the specific use case that I need and to do some AI inferencing on device. This is going to be a critical step. There are also more and more AI applications. Intel mentioned 100 RSVs with hundreds of applications. And last year, we haven't seen any of them. But all of a sudden, there is an eruption of AI applications. That is why I think AI PC is something for sure, and it's going to expand and scale very quickly because we have both the software and hardware that are ready for it. And then in the process of training, how do we enable the hub management in our local AI PC during the training process? How do we orchestrate and manage the training process? Of course, some technologies need to be developed for this respect, but I'm also confident that this gap will be filled very quickly. Thank you very much, Mr. Yang from Quanta. So we have heard that AI PC is something for sure, something that will come. We already have all the technological support that we need, both in the hardware side and the software side. There will be a lot of integration between the software and hardware vendors as well. Every time I talk about the integration between the software and hardware side, people give me some look of suspicion because it's very challenging, I understand, in collaborating between different suppliers and vendors. However, we know that is something that must happen. Lite-On has played an important role in the overall PC supply chain as well. I would like to now relay this question to Mr. Anson Cho, the president of Lite-On, to share with us his insight about how AI PC is bringing new challenges and opportunities to the PC supply chain. Thank you very much, Mr. Hong. I would also like to thank the organizer for the invitation so that I have the chance to take the stage with fellow leaders of the tech supply chain on stage. We have heard many presentations today, and we have heard how AI PC have been developed and used in different areas. And I'm sure that a lot of them are not new. You have heard of some of these news. But I would like to offer observation from the industry's point of view. Just like what Mr. Tong has said, the internet connection right now is already a given. And AI will be like that in the future. When we look at the invention of smartphones, of PCs, and you could see with each generation of evolvement, these devices continue to evolve, to progress, and new use cases will be developed accordingly. And so when there is a need, there is an opportunity. When there is a need, people will rush to think of solutions for that need. Just like what Albert has said, NPU right now, because this is such a great processor for AI application, so now it has taken flight. So I think when we think about AI PC, we need all the suppliers on the supply chain working together so that we can create that comprehensive ecosystem to push this technology forward. Lite-On started in the communications and ICT industry. We work with ASUS. We provide power solutions for many companies. So we started with desktop, now laptop. We also provide solutions for the power solutions for HP for cloud solutions. So LightOn has established a solid basis of know-how for providing power solutions to the ICT industry. Right now, there has been an increase in computing power, so power consumption becomes a pain point. And so people need better power solutions. It's not just 3 kilowatts, it's now 5 kilowatts, or even 8 kilowatts. 2027, we will launch 16 kilowatt options. Of course, this is good news for us, new business opportunities, but this is also related to the ESG trend. We need to provide power solutions that meet the needs of our customers, but at the same time, we want to make sure that our power solution increases the power performance and efficiency of, for example, AI PCs and cloud servers, so that we can continue to move the technology forward while taking care of the environment. So LightOn believes that it's our responsibility to help the industry to promote and expand AI PC applications and make it become something natural, something that's everywhere in our life. You wouldn't see it anymore, but you live with it and you need it all the time to improve the way you work, to improve the way you live. So from our perspective, AI PCs is something natural, something that continues to evolve. LightOn will continue to play our role to contribute our expertise to provide the power solution that's needed for AI processing. People probably don't think power solution providers play central roles in AI PC or AI applications, but everything needs power and energy to run, so please remember that. So I think Mr. Tong was a little bit worried that you're going to move on to nuclear power, but we won't be going to that. So at the very beginning, Chairman Tong has set that basis for our discussion, and that is AI is going to become something like air and water. It's going to be everywhere in our life. But I think application is still key. We have been talking about the supply side perspective, but we have been talking about how to introduce AI to industries and how do we create AI industries. So we have been talking about how to develop AI industries. But now we would like to move on to the other topic, and that is how to introduce AI into industries. We have a user here. So this is Mr. Alan Lin from Hongji Medical. So in Hongji Medical, what's your take on the AI application, Acer Medical? So in Acer Medical, what's your take on AI applications? Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Peng. Thank you, Mr. Hong. I think our observation from the medical world is that we already have hospitals who set up KPIs for the department head that they need to develop AI applications in their departments. So right now, I think we are looking at the medical world where they are seeing, there are already problems with there are already problems that are encountered by medical professionals, and they are trying to use AI to solve these problems. But we know that we should practice preventive medicine. So we should look at areas where we are not experiencing problems yet, but maybe with AI, we can make this process better. For example, medical imaging identification or analysis. We know that a lot of times people have osteoporosis, but maybe with AI applications, we can spot that earlier. And for example, maybe when we take a picture of our food, AI solutions can help us to identify if this is good for your health. So preventive medicine. And also, we would like to talk about significance. That is this AI application significant for us? So, for example, medical doctors need AI to help them to alleviate their burdens. Actually, we know that radiologists have been named some of the top professions that will be replaced by AI. And right now, in the US FDA, they have approved a lot of AI applications that can help radiologists to make diagnosis based on medical images. It's about 70% of the approvals that they have made. And so this is preventive medicine. And also, when we send our applications to FDA for review, a lot of times they would ask for clinical relevance. So this means that this needs to be something that medical doctors are already doing, and you are using AI solutions to help doctors to do the same job. So if this is something, for example, that can help predict some clinical diseases, then this is something that doctors are not currently doing, and the FDA would not approve that. But so, for example, using AI applications to predict life expectancy.
Or using picture to predict whether you will have dementia. So what I wanted to talk about today is the most important application here. That is diseases that is not cured yet. For those of you who are here, you probably have friends and family who are dealing with cancers. Or maybe you personally have experienced a loss of family members to cancer. So maybe you can understand that, at the final moment, people don't care whether their smartphone is advanced or highly technical. What they need is what they need to understand is that after all the different cancer stages, there is no more solution we can provide to late-stage cancers. And so I think it's important AI application in the development of new drugs. So I would like to also talk about the more principle regarding the semiconductor. So we know that in 18 months, almost 2 years, under the Moore principle, and in an integrated system, transistor will increase by twofolds. That was an idea proposed in 1965, but it's true even in today. The computing power of semiconductors continue to grow at an exponential rate. In the biomedical industry, it's in reverse. Well, the principle that we follow is Emerald law. So it's going down. It's actually decreasing at an exponential rate. In 1950s, adjusted by inflation and exchange rates, we know that at 1950s, $1 billion can deliver new drugs approved by FDA with 6 or 7 a year. So 6 to 7 new drugs a year. But this number continued to decrease. Now, if you invest $30 billion for a new drug, you may not get any result. The money can be simply wasted, which means that 1 billion. If you invest 1 billion in 10 years, you made a result. You may be able to invent a new drug. So AI can help us reverse that principle. This principle has been true for 70 years. The number of new drugs being invented continue to decrease. So now if we can reverse that, our friends and family who are suffering from diseases will be able to see new hope. And why do I think AI can help us in that regard? Because AI can help us predict the right type of drug to use. They can help us design the right personal drug. They can calculate the folding of a protein. They can predict interaction of protein. They can reduce the time required for inventing drugs. And this happened in the past 5 to 6 years. And so with MIT, for example, using robotic arm, they will be able to help with a stone. You know, if you have a stone in your kidney, it's very painful for you. It's almost as painful of delivering a child. And there is no good medicine to deal with that. So now, with MIT's robotic arm, they can test up to 100 million different types of chemical. And that was only 5 years ago. Now, with AI, with DeepMind, Google can already calculated hundreds and millions types of protein combination. Another possible application is in clinical tests. In the past, if you want to do a human clinical test, you need 300,000 Taiwanese dollar, and so it's very difficult to acquire. And after spending $300 million, you may not get anything, and you may go bankrupt. And now, we have businesses in Taiwan with the help of AI, combining capability of the chip, and they can build something called organ on chips to predict what are some possible consequences of a medicine. So that can help us skip a lot of time in research and development. If you want to do tests in a monkey, if you want to do tests on 6 or 10 monkeys, each monkey costs $1 million Taiwanese dollar. So now with the organ on chip, it can save a lot of cost in that way and make the medicine more precise and make our investment in biotechnology more effective, because it can help us build model, do prediction. In 2 weeks, an IT professor will come to Taiwan to talk about this. AI can now help us predict which model will be successful and which will not. And it will help Wall Street evaluate a possible value of a company. So which means it can tell a lot for us about investment results for biomedical company. And it can we can use AI to come up with a very good investment portfolio, just as good as the one that Buffett is using. It can actually generate 40% of return for its portfolio. So maybe one day AI will help us reverse the negative drug invention growth rate. Thank you so much, Dr. Lien. These are so inspiring concepts, especially from the healthcare side and also from the healthcare industry. From treating diseases to the invention of new medicine. So for us, that means AI is not just for fun. It's not just for business, but for life, for our daily life. And I think that is something that we can work with better in the future. And from that discussion, we can also see that AI will certainly enter all aspects of our life, different sectors, different industries. For example, the healthcare industry shared by Dr. Liew. And for ICT industries, we may not know very well about healthcare, so we will need cross-industrial collaboration and also vertical collaboration across the supply chain, from cloud to the supply chain to device. But due to interest of time, I will have one final question for all panelists. My question is, please answer, if you can, my question in 2 to 3 minutes. And the question is, from your personal perspective, in the future, in the application of AI PC, in hardware of AI, what would be your suggestion for the possible collaboration to build ecosystem to all the participants here today? Taiwan is famous for its PC, for its manufacturing of smartphone. There are a lot of leaders here who are also leaders in servers. But now when we want to build an AI ecosystem, do you have any suggestion for all of us from your personal perspective as a leader in your industry? Not just for Taiwanese businesses, but for businesses who join us today and in COMPUTEX. Can I begin with Dr. Liew from my right-hand side? Correction, allow me begin from, I will begin directly. My suggestion is that for AI PC, I believe it will bring revolutionary changes to us. And so from the perspective of supply chain and from the perspective of collaboration with hardware suppliers and also from cloud infrastructure, I believe Taiwan can become a leader in, and perhaps is already a leader in the world. But in the future, there is a key driver when developing AI PC, and that is application. Especially how AI application will be deployed in different vertical industries. As Dr. Liew said, the smart medical applications and also a lot of the business here in Taiwan, the manufacturing businesses, and how we can really enable smart manufacturing and also management of the entire supply chain. How GenAI can help us control the production in real time, the materials in real time. So I think application will really be the key. So I want to suggest everyone to value the importance of application because it will be the key driver for AI PC in the future. Thank you. So the support from software side truly will be indispensable, and that is agreed across all industries. Next, can I ask CEO Hu to answer the question? Thank you. This is really a very important question. As SVP Yang said, it involves upstream, middle stream, and downstream suppliers across the supply chain. So from the area that I'm more familiar with, AI PC, I have perhaps several points to share with you on the direction for future effort. And I will also I also talked about how we can work together in the ecosystem. First of all, we've talked about how this year marks the beginning of the year of AI PC. We are at the beginning stage, so there are imminent possibilities. And coming up, all the brands under ASUS will launch NPU with 40 TOPS built in, working with Microsoft, which will launch the brand new OS built for AI. So when AI PC products are launched everywhere, we need to know that the point is not about quantity, but how AI PC are used in different scenarios by different vertical domains, by different consumers. That's where the real test will come in. AI PC will be tested with several challenges. How do we overcome those challenges then? We need our ecosystem. First challenge will come from hardware infrastructure architecture. It needs continued involvement. We are now only talking about 40 TOPS, but with more application in the future. From the user side, from different scenario side, 40 TOPS will not be enough for sure. So the architecture need to continue involve, and also the TOPS of the NPU will need to scale up from the overall system side, from NPU to memory. The bandwidth probably will need to be expanded to create more efficiency. We've talked about how AI model, except for on cloud, we need to deploy them on local side for inferencing. So that means you need better computing power, you need better bandwidth to download to memory. So the efficiency of the execution, that's all key elements in the future. So on the hardware side, it means we need to Qualcomm, Intel, chip makers, the CV vendors, even on the further back on the upstream TSMC side, continue to innovate on your product so we can drive the architecture on hardware side together. Second challenge will come from the large language model. It's developing very rapidly. Dr. Jason Ma from Google also shared a lot of the innovations. We're happy to see the current brands, the current versions of Gemini, smaller but smarter. That's also an important direction for AI PC. How do we distill from LLMs and continue to raise the memory size, making the weight lighter and lighter but still smarter? So LLMs getting smaller, getting smarter. I think that will be the general direction that we will be moving toward to in the future. The third challenge or observation that I have observed is that AI PC seems to be very powerful on local side, on edge, but we need to go back to basic. In the future, AI will become certainly more powerful, more complicated. To a point, I think it will become too big to be localized. So to a degree, it will go back to cloud. We will require hybrid. So that's why we heard about the hybrid idea. We need hybrid solution that combine cloud models with local AI inferring. So that's a direction, hybrid solution we need to continue to move toward to. We also talked about how AI application ecosystem needs to be built.
After 40 years of development, right now there are many AI APIs, many stacks are already very standardized. So when the AI era comes in, we need to form a very comprehensive software ecosystem as well. Now that we have the software development ecosystem ready, all the ISVs will be able to thrive on these platforms and provide us with a rich array of AI softwares. Finally, we need to think about the consumers and users. The users are people beyond us. We are a group of very tech-savvy users, but there are also grandmas, grandpas, our parents. These are people who don't know the technology that well. They need education outreach. They need to develop their literacy in AI. So the industries, educational institutions need to work together. We also need to include AI in our educational curriculum. For example, coding. lessons in education. So these are things that we need to work together on. Thank you very much, from the AI application ecosystem to literacy outreach, and also on hardware, architecture, device-based, cloud-based service, LLM model development. All these are touched upon in your remarks. We want to have very efficient AI processing that's low on power consumption as well. That's a lot of things we want to achieve. All right, Mr. Tong, please. AI ecosystem. I think we have heard the insight from many industry leaders, and I actually want to expand the idea of ecosystem a bit. If we go further down in the supply chain, in the ecosystem, it's at the consumption or use end. So it could be an individual or an organization or an enterprise that is using AI to improve their life or job quality. And then if we go upward, in the ecosystem, we can be looking at governments or national governments or international organizations. Today, we're talking about welcoming the AI PC era. Why do we need AI PC? This is because there are many AI requests that don't need to be processed on the cloud. I probably need real-time responses in a place where I don't have connectivity. I want to enable that as well. And also, there may be some very immediate use case. For example, an autonomous driving car. Maybe it needs to do some, very immediate responses or decisions, and it needs to be able to do so even without connectivity. So when we talk about ecosystem, about focusing on the users, I'm talking about how we can take care of also privacy in using AI. So I think the advent of AI PC is essentially an answer to users' need. That is, they need AI-powered solutions, but at the same time, they want to protect their own data. So AI PC is a very good answer to data privacy. And in the future, when we think about, for example, insurance companies using their clients' data, you know that there's going to be an ethical issue, right? Hospitals, when they put all the medical imaging on the cloud, insurance companies may be able to access them. Maybe they would have some kind of predictions about higher rates of getting some kind of disease. They would then reject providing insurance for certain people. There will be an ethical issue, right? So when you have such powerful AI on the cloud, and when you ignore the importance of protecting data privacy or ethical issues, then the personal rights can be infringed and violated. So I think on the application side, there are a lot of issues we need to think about. We know that AI is very powerful in doing large-scale computing and solve problems. In 2017, I read a news. NASA actually worked with Google. They collected thousands of photos. Those are photos of the sky. For most people, it's just, a picture of darkness. It's all black. But then, after AI scan it, it can actually identify a lot of things from these sky photos, and they were able to detect a new mini solar system. This is about 2,000 light years away from the Earth. So you could see how AI can see things that human eyes cannot. So in the future, AI will help us to solve a lot of problems. It can accelerate research, for example, researching new drugs, in diagnosing new diseases. These are challenges that human beings cannot overcome very efficiently, and AI can help us to do that. At the beginning of this panel, I talked about connectivity and internet. Right now, because internet is everywhere, so it becomes very difficult to text interborder or cross-border transactions that occur online, right? Because there's no border on the internet. So when you trade online, when you engage in international trade online, it becomes very difficult for national governments to tax these transactions. I think with the advent of AI PC and AI applications, there will be similar challenges. So we need to think about regulation. So at the ecosystem side, I think when governments start to think about regulating AI, I think, just like internet, the governments eventually started to regulate the internet. And for AI, it's going to be the same. If we cannot offer the government ample sources of information and analysis, then this regulation will be challenges to us. So you're talking not only about the industry, but also on the regulation side, also on the end-use side. I think at III, we are engaged in these policy analysis and consultation as well. So thank you very much for bringing up this topic. We have 2 additional speakers here. Next. Oh, wow. It's very difficult to follow these fellow panelists. So I will be brief because most of the things have been covered by my fellow panelists. I think in today's session, many topics have been covered, so I will end with 2 points. First of all, there's one important trend we need to pay attention to. That is professionalization. AI is a tool. You can use it in medicine, in manufacturing, or other fields. But eventually, AI is a tool. So we need to provide specialized AI for individual areas or individual tasks. We want to have AI dedicated to specific professions to make it a professionalized AI system. Second point, AI will hail in many changes, ethical concerns, data privacy concerns, regulation. And another concern that I would like to highlight here is information security. Because AI is driven by data, by big data. These big data may be collected from individuals, from companies, enterprises. They're all concerned with sensitive or private data. And we will always have the risk of data breach. So we need to enhance data security in AI applications. With better information security and data security protections, I believe this will provide extra boost to AI applications. Thank you very much. Yes, expert AI systems and also data security. These are 2 important highlights that Mr. Cho has given to us. Of course, there are many things we need to work on now. Finally, we would like to welcome Mr. Alan Lian from Acer Medical to share with us from a user's point of view what are some of the suggestions and recommendations you would like to propose. in our company, we have some softwares where we use AI to read images, and we try to export these solutions to Southeast Asian countries. And they realize that we do it locally. Those images don't need to be put on the cloud. So our solution can be run on AI PC, and this has given us extra advantage in persuading these hospitals, because just like what you have said, in hospitals, there's a lot of privacy concern. People don't want to send all the medical images to the cloud. And you probably have also heard that our government is providing some subsidies for gene testings, for gene screenings for cancer probabilities. This can help you to identify what target cell therapy is the best for you. In the future, there will be full human genome testing that will be made available to everyone. Right now, it's not made available to everyone because, for example, continued research is being done in human genome, and also it's very costly to do so at this point. But in the future, even when this test can be offered to you individually, you probably wouldn't want this genome information of you to be stored and can be accessed by an overseas cloud service. You probably would like to store it in your own personal computer. So there are a lot of things that people would like to store in their own local device. So that will be a very big use case. I think all my fellow panelists are from companies that are naturally international. You have always been an international trader and provider. But in a medical company like ours, it's always very local because there are differences, between different nations, between ethnicities. So health insurance of Taiwan, when it was launched in 1995, it said that a hospital needs to apply for electronic medical record if you want to get reimbursement on a priority basis. So 90% of hospitals in Taiwan have applied for electronic medical records. So we are very strong in this. However, can our electronic medical history system be exported to another country? Not necessarily, because this has been designed for NHI. And in Singapore recently, they're introducing a U.S. service for electronic medical record. Actually, we are doing a lot better than this U.S. model, but because it's too local, so it becomes very difficult for it to be introduced into different countries. So a lot of times we're thinking about local needs. We develop solutions for local needs, but it becomes very difficult for us to go global. So I really need to learn. I think we really need to learn from my fellow panelists here because they think global from the first day.
Thank you so much, Chairman Lien and Dr. Lien. Thank you so much for sharing. And this shows us all the different industries will need to carry out exchanges from the very beginning. We are quite behind schedule. So now I would like to unfortunately stop the panel discussion and make a conclusion. In a lot of the topics we addressed today, these topics will probably be raised in COMPUTEX. And I believe we will see more innovation in the AI industry, AI ecosystem, and application. Now let's give a round of applause to our panelists and our previous keynote speakers. Can I ask our panelists to stay on stage to take a photo? Thank you so much. Please step toward the middle of the stage.
非常非常的精彩哦。
That is a very insightful panel discussion. Please look at the camera in the middle. Thumbs up. 3, 2, 1. Welcoming the AI PC era. Thumbs up to COMPUTEX. Just to check whether you have taken your desired picture. One more photo please look at the cameraman in the middle. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Wonderful. One more round of applause to the panelists and our moderator. Thank you for indulging us with such a lively discussion. I would also like to again thank the keynote speakers, thank all the representatives from foreign offices in Taiwan, and thank you, friends from the media, for your participation. There's a QR code on the screen for registering for the COMPUTEX. So if you're interested in COMPUTEX, I welcome you to scan the QR code to register. COMPUTEX will be held between 4th June to the 7th of June. And this concludes our forum today. I would like to thank you for your participation. Some of you might want to recap on some of the great talks today. So tomorrow, we will upload the speech to the COMPUTEX official channel. You are very welcome to watch them again. Thank you.
To the YouTube channel, the official YouTube channel of COMPUTEX, where we will be uploading all the speeches tomorrow. 请大家前往收看。最后，我们要预祝
Finally, I would like to wish a very great success for the coming up COMPUTEX. Thank you.
And kindly be reminded that don't forget to return the headset at the entrance before leaving. Have a great day. Thank you and see you at COMPUTEX.